हेलो 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 हेलो। नमस्कार दोस्तों, वेलकम टू गेट वाला। मैं हूं सतीश कुमार द्विशेट्टी, फैकल्टी ऑफ मेजरमेंट्स। कैसे हो सब लोग? आज हम स्टार्ट कर रहे ईएससी 2025 का प्रीलिम्स आने वाला है जून फर्स्ट वीक में। तो उसके लिए मेजरमेंट से मैं बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन से आ चुका हूं। लगभग मोर देन 40 क्वेश्चंस वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस टुडे। सो ये मेजरमेंट्स का वेटेज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट वेटेज है। जितने लोग लाइव में हैं मुझे एक बार वॉइस कंफर्मेशन कर दीजिए बेटा, ऑडियो वीडियो सब कुछ क्लियर या नहीं। सब लोग जो सेशन को देख रहे पहले एक बार लाइक मार लो। लाइक मारने के बाद आप कहां से हो एंड क्या ब्रांच है एक बार मुझे कंफर्मेशन में डालो। चैट बॉक्स में कुछ मैसेज डालो बेटा। जल्दी से जल्दी हम स्टार्ट करेंगे। गुड इवनिंग टू वन एंड ऑल। नमस्कार दोस्तों, जल्दी से जल्दी ज्वाइन करो बेटा। जितने लोग लाइव में हैं मुझे एक बार ऑडियो वीडियो सब कुछ क्लियर है मेरे एंड से। चल, सो ये सब्जेक्ट मेजरमेंट्स जो भी है, so this particular subject measurements is for IES electronics and communication people and electronics and electrical people. Okay, so जल्दी से जल्दी हम स्टार्ट करेंगे बेटा। so before starting the content, let me give some brief introduction about the syllabus. Okay, so let me discuss some points related to syllabus. Okay, so if you see the measurement syllabus, so if you see the measurements subject syllabus, तो अगर आपने measurements देख लिया, measurements is there for both electrical and as well as electrical engineering as well as EC people, electrical people as well as EC people, electrical and electronics and communication beta. Okay, चलो, हेलो शिवम राजक नमस्कार। so अगर आपने देखे तो ध्यान से, the syllabus can be categorized into 3 parts my dear. The syllabus can be categorized into 3 parts. So what are the parts? The syllabus can be categorized as electrical measurements, electronic measurements and transducers. So what are the parts here? So I will take the electrical part, electrical measurements, next इसके साथ electronic measurements, okay, electronic measurements, then इसके साथ नॉन इलेक्ट्रिकल मेजरमेंट। बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स है ये बेटा, वेरी आपको सिलेबस का कुछ आइडिया होना है, ब्लूप्रिंट आइडिया होना है। जो भी आप देख रहे सिलेबस का कुछ आइडिया होना है बेटा। सो अगर इलेक्ट्रिकल देखे तो इलेक्ट्रिकल में क्या क्या आएगा, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक में क्या क्या आएगा, नॉन इलेक्ट्रिकल में क्या क्या आएगा, एक बार ध्यान से देखो। सो इन इलेक्ट्रिकल वी आर गोइंग टू गेट मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स। एक बार सिलेबस को देखने के बाद जल्दी से हम क्वेश्चन को जाएंगे। अंडर द मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स वी आर हैविंग PMMC, मूविंग आयरन, नेक्स्ट डायनामोमीटर, नेक्स्ट इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक वोल्टमीटर, नेक्स्ट वाट मीटर, नेक्स्ट एनर्जी मीटर। तो ये पूरा मीटर्स है। ओके, इसके साथ साथ सम करंट ट्रांसफार्मर, पोटेंशियल ट्रांसफार्मर ये भी रहेगा, CT-PT भी रहेगा। ओके, so these are the things my dear. इसके साथ साथ ब्रिड्जेस में हमको मिलेगा DC ब्रिड्ज एंड AC ब्रिड्जेस, नेक्स्ट रेसिस्टेंस मेजरमेंट, नेक्स्ट error analysis, next under the electronic measurements basically you're having Q meter, digital voltmeter and cathode ray oscilloscope. And non-electrical measurements is completely related to transducers, so transducers, okay, and data acquisition systems, DAC systems, data acquisition systems my dear, and some basic questions like measure non-electrical quantities like what are the parameters like stress, displacement, velocity, acceleration, temperature, flow, वाइब्रेशन, तो ये पूरा मेजरमेंट्स है बेटा। ओके, सो दीज आर दी मेजरिंग ऑफ नॉन इलेक्ट्रिकल क्वांटिटीज। सिलेबस का ब्लूप्रिंट आ चुका है आपको सब लोग को, तो सब लोग अभी तैयार है। ये सिलेबस से हम खत्म करेंगे क्वेश्चंस को फटाफट फटाफट। चलो अभी स्टार्ट करेंगे स्टेप बाय स्टेप। चलो लेट अस गो फॉर द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन। तो ट्राई टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन। ESE 2020 का सवाल है। ESE 2020 का सवाल है। या ट्राई टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन यार। ESE 2020 का सवाल है। जितने लोग लाइव में हैं मुझे एक बार फटाफट आंसर कर लो अगर आपका प्रीलिम्स में प्रिपरेशन हो रहा है। ओके, सो ये क्वेश्चन देखो आपने, व्हाट इज गिवन, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स आर करेक्ट। फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट, accuracy is the closeness with which an instrument approaches the true value of the quantity being measured. Okay, so precision is a measure of the reproducibility. So these are the questions related to basic characteristics of the instruments. Okay, answer please. Which of the following statements are correct? Accuracy is the closeness with which an instrument approaches the true value. Yes, ये सही है, is a true value. Precision is a measure of reproducibility of the measurement. Precision बोलो तो क्या है, what is the ability of the instrument repeatedly to display the same value. So ये भी सही है, option 2 also सही है. Next, precision of an instrument can be improved upon by calibration. ये calibration से नहीं होगा. So precision is basically according to the characteristic of instrument, जो भी value है value accordingly इसको display हो रहे हैं. You cannot calibrate it. So that is a value that is coming from the instrument inherent. So this statement is wrong beta. Next, accuracy may be specified in terms of limiting errors. Yes, ये भी सही है. So the right answer होगा 1, 2, 4 only. Okay, so what is the right answer? The right answer will be 1, 2 and 4 only. Okay, good evening, good evening. Chalo, let us go for one more question now. Yeah, try to answer this question. Try to answer this question. ESE 2013 का सवाल है. ESE 2013 का सवाल है बेटा. Answer this question. Question clearly दिख रहा है आपको? चलो बेटा, इसका आंसर क्या हो सकता है? देखो, इसका आंसर क्या हो सकता है, जल्दी बताओ. देखो, Consider the following statements. The causes of error in the measurement of temperature using a thermistor are: option A self-heating, option 2 poor sensitivity, option 3 non-linear characteristics. So बेटा thermistor को क्या बोलते हैं हम? Thermistor is called as thermal resistor. So thermistor follows according to negative temperature coefficient of resistance. So thermistor follows according to what principle? Negative TCR, negative temperature coefficient of resistance. Negative temperature coefficient of resistance. So इसका nature ऐसा है, as a temperature increases, the resistance decreases exponentially. As a temperature increases, resistance decreases exponentially. So as the temperature goes on increasing, the resistance goes on decreasing exponentially. So this is the T naught, this is the R naught. So this is the T and this is the RT. So if you see the characteristic equation is equal to RT is equal to R naught into exponential beta 1 by T minus 1 by T naught हो जाएगा बेटा. ओके ये है फार्मूला इक्वेशन. सो उसमें एक्सपोनेंशियल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है, बीटा को हम मटेरियल कांस्टेंट बोलते हैं बेटा. बीटा को हम क्या बोलते हैं? मटेरियल कांस्टेंट बोलते हैं. सो दिस इज नॉन लीनियर. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स आर नॉन लीनियर. द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स आर नॉन लीनियर. तो नॉन लीनियर की वजह से क्या होगा? इवन फॉर स्मॉलेस्ट, अगर स्मॉलेस्ट चेंज इन टेम्परेचर में भी आपको ग्रेटेस्ट चेंज इन रेजिस्टेंस आएगा. सो दिस इज हाईली सेंसिटिव ऑल्सो. सो सेंसिटिविटी भी ज्यादा है. समझ रहे आपको? हाउ मेनी ऑफ फ्रॉम ट्रिपल ई हियर, हाउ मेनी ऑफ फ्रॉम ईसी हियर? बताओ बेटा. सो दिस इज हाईली सेंसिटिव. सेंसिटिविटी ज्यादा होता है कंपेरेटिवली आरटीडी. इट इज हाईली सेंसिटिव माय डियर. सो इफ यू सी हियर, consider the following statements. The causes of error in the measurement of temperature using thermistor. yes self heating सही है. poor sensitivity गलत है क्योंकि highly sensitive है. ये highly sensitive है. and non linear characteristics भी सही है. so 1 and 3 only is the right answer मेरे दोस्तों. समझ में आपको? अगर आपको समझ में आया तो मुझे एक बार थम्स अप दिखाए बेटा. मुझे एक बार रिस्पॉन्स दीजिए. अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स दीजिए बेटा आपने. Please show your thumbs up symbol, show your comments. चलो let us go for the next question बेटा. What is the next question? तो ये क्वेश्चन देख लीजिए. आंसर द क्वेश्चन. क्वेश्चन देखो. If a high frequency AC signal whose RMS value is equal to √2 volts is applied to a PMMC instrument, then the reading of the instrument will be dash. So ये क्वेश्चन हमारा ESE 2012 का सवाल है बेटा. ESE 2012 का सवाल है. In a high frequency AC signal whose RMS value is √2 volts is applied, then the PMMC of the instrument. जल्दी बताओ यार. जल्दी बताओ आंसर क्या हो सकता है इसका. तो आपको पता है PMMC measures only DC. ओके so PMMC measures only DC my dear. so PMMC measures only DC ना. PMMC measures only DC. PMMC measures DC only. PMMC measures DC only beta. So that's why it is means high frequency. So high frequency means 0. Option D is right answer. देखो इतना easy questions आ रहे हैं. Easy questions. रेस्पॉन्ड दीजिए विद रेस्पॉन्स प्लीज. ओके चलो लेट अस गो फॉर द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. इफ यू सी द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, ट्राई टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन यार. ये मैच द फॉलोइंग गिवन है इन द पेपर ऑफ ESE 2006 का सवाल है. तो ESE 2006 में दिया है क्वेश्चन. तो मैच list 1 with list 2 and select the correct answers using the codes given below the list. So list 1 is given PMMC voltmeter, list 2 is given this one eddy current errors. So AC ammeter, phase angle error, current transformer, braking system error, energy meter, temperature error. उसका मैच द फॉलोइंग क्या हो सकता है बेटा? अगर आपको मीटर्स का बारे में कुछ आइडिया है तो आप कर सकते हैं. ये पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन आप आंसर कर सकते हैं. कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट इज आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन? आंसर प्लीज, कोई आंसर दे सकते हैं उसको? व्हाट इज आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन? So if you see this question answer here, PMMC voltmeter, AC ammeter, current transformer, energy meter. Energy meter is having a braking magnet, so it is having a braking system error. Next, PMMC voltmeter is having the temperature effect, temperature error. Next, AC ammeter, current transformer. Current transformer definitely faces a phase angle error. Okay, AC ammeter will be having eddy current error. Okay, so these are the answers. So A goes to 4 and B goes to 1, C goes to 2, D goes to 3, A goes to 4. So option B is the right answer. Option B is the right answer. Okay, chalo, let us go for the next question. Answer this question beta. ESE 2010 का सवाल है. ESE 2010 का सवाल है, इसका आंसर क्या हो सकता है? जल्दी से जल्दी बताओ. करियर डाउट है सर, एसएससी, सीजीएल और आरबीआई ग्रेड कैसा रहेगा इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग लिए? अगर आपने अच्छा प्रिपेयर हुए तो कुछ भी नहीं होगा करियर को. सो प्लीज फॉलो द क्लासेस. सो सी हियर द सेंसिटिविटी ऑफ a 200 माइक्रो amperes meter movement when it is used as a voltmeter. See here, so how to find out the sensitivity? So if you see this, so this is the voltmeter. So what is this? DC voltmeter. So ये होगा हमारा DC voltmeter. So the sensitivity of 200 microamperes meter, that means what? The current passing through here, is for a full scale deflection, so that is a 200 microamperes meter. So how much current is passing? 200 microamperes can be taken as a full scale deflection current. 200 microamperes can be taken as full scale deflection current. So sensitivity is nothing but, sensitivity हम कैसे डिफाइन कर सकते हैं? Sensitivity is equal to inverse of full scale deflection current 1 by IFST. So that will become as how much now? That will become as 1 by 200 microamperes. So this microamperes को हम कैसे डिफाइन कर सकते हैं? This microamperes को हम 10 to the power minus 6. So एम्पेयर को हम कैसे डिफाइन कर सकते हैं? V is equal to I into R. V is equal to I into R. So I is equal to V by R. So इसको हम वोल्ट पर ओम्स डिफाइन कर सकते हैं. That means it will become as what? 1 by 2 into 10 power minus 4, and this will become as ohm per volt. So 1 by 2 means 0.5, and this will become as 10 power plus 4. So yeah, इसको हम कैसे डिफाइन कर सकते हैं? इसको ध्यान से देखो. So we can write it as 0.5 ohms per 10 to the power minus 4 volts. 10 to the power minus 4, 10 to the power minus 3 means milli, so 10 to the power minus 1. So it will go upper. When it goes to the top, it will become as 5 ohms per millivolt. So the right answer is 5 ohms per millivolt होगा. Okay, so simple यार. 1 by 2 is 0.5. 10 power minus ऊपर गए तो क्या होगा? 10 power minus 3, 10 power minus is millivolt. 10 power minus ऊपर तो 10 into 10 होगा. So that's the answer is 5 ohms per millivolt. So the right answer for this question is option D. 5 ohms per millivolt is the right answer for this particular question. ओके जितने लोग लाइव में देखे प्लीज पार्टिसिपेट इन द क्वेश्चंस. ओके ट्राई टू पार्टिसिपेट इन द क्वेश्चंस यार, अदरवाइज यू विल नॉट गेट द क्लैरिटी. क्वेश्चंस को अंडरस्टैंड करने की कोशिश करो. ओके चलो लेट अस गो फॉर वन मोर क्वेश्चन हियर. तैयार हो? ओके सो ट्राई टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन माय डियर, ट्राई टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन. तो हम बोलते हैं असर्शन रीजनिंग बोलते हैं. असर्शन रीजनिंग में क्या होता है ना, ट्रू स्टेटमेंट्स रहता है असर्शन रीजनिंग में. वो टू स्टेट्स में फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट एंड सेकंड स्टेटमेंट को क्लियरली पढ़ना है. सो सेकंड स्टेटमेंट शुड बी द रीजनिंग ऑफ द फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट. तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज असर्शन. सो ये वाला क्वेश्चन ESE 2015 का सवाल है. अगर ध्यान से देखो तो ये वाला क्वेश्चन ESE 2015 का सवाल है बेटा. सो व्हाट इज गिवन हियर, द अमीटर लोडिंग इफेक्ट is due to the high resistance of the ammeter. So ammeter loading effect is due to the high resistance of the ammeter. Next, increasing the resistance of the voltmeter will reduce the voltmeter loading effect. Increasing the resistance of the voltmeter will reduce the voltmeter loading effect. The ammeter loading effect is due to the high resistance of the ammeter. So assertion and reasoning, ध्यान से देखो बेटा. द अमीटर लोडिंग इफेक्ट इज ड्यू टू द हाई रेसिस्टेंस ऑफ अमीटर. जो भी मीटर है, करंट मेजरमेंट करने वाला मीटर है और वोल्ट मीटर में मेजरमेंट करने वाला मीटर है, उसको इंटरनल रेसिस्टेंस होता है ना. सो दैट विल बी ड्यू टू दिस. इंक्रीजिंग द रेसिस्टेंस ऑफ द वोल्टमीटर विल रिड्यूस द वोल्टमीटर लोडिंग इफेक्ट. यस, बट दिस इज अमीटर, this is related to ammeter, this is related to voltmeter. So first of all, these both the statements are not interrelated to each other. Statement 2 is not the explanation of the statement 1. Statement 2 is not the correct explanation of the statement 1, my dear. Statement 2 is not the correct explanation of statement 1. Okay, why? Because statement 1 is talking about ammeter, statement 2 is talking about voltmeter. इसके दोनों के बीच में clarity नहीं है. चलो बेटा, let us go for the next question. Yeah, you try to answer this question, my dear. This question is match the following is given. Match the following is given this question. So ESE 2005 का सवाल है. ESE 2005 का सवाल है. जल्दी से जल्दी आंसर कर लो बेटा, फटाफट फटाफट. आंसर बताओ यार. मैच द लिस्ट 1 specifications of voltage to be measured with list 2. So list 1 is asking with list 2, my dear. So he is telling that there are some list 1 is given, list 2 is instruments are given. So list 1 में क्या दिया है, a 0 to 10 millivolts from a source of internal resistance of 1 mega ohm. Internal resistance of 1 mega ohm. Okay. Next, thermo EMF ranging up to 5 millivolts from a thermocouple. Next, supply voltage of 230 volts 50 Hz RMS value of a voltage containing DC and ripples of 50 Hz harmonic. So which particular instruments we have to use? So which particular instruments we have to use? So for example, if you see in this thermo EMF ranging up to 5 millivolts from a thermocouple. So this is related to thermal instruments. So it should be measured by thermocouple instruments. It should be measured by what? It should be measured by thermocouple instruments. So it goes to 1. Next, RMS value of a voltage containing DC and ripples of 50 Hz and harmonic. RMS value that is measured by moving iron. So it goes to 2. Next, supply voltage of 230 volts 50 Hz. So that can be, yeah, B goes to 1. Actually, RMS value of a voltage containing DC and ripples 50 Hz and harmonic. So definitely that should be given to moving iron. A 0 to 10 millivolts from a source of internal resistance of 1 megaohm. Internal resistance of 1 megaohm. So I can go for this as a voltmeter, permanent magnet moving coil. So A should go for electronic voltmeter. So A will go for this 4. So now we can go A for 4, B for 1, okay, C for ये क्वेश्चन में रिप्ले है कैसा है, तो एक बार क्लैरिटी देखो किसका आंसर क्या हो सकते हैं, कोई कंफ्यूजन है इसमें, एक बार देख लीजिए. सप्लाई वोल्टेज ऑफ 230 वोल्ट्स 50 हर्ट्ज. Zero to 10 millivolts from a source of internal resistance of 1 mega ohm. Thermo EMF, okay. अच्छा. This one, yeah, we can make some adjustment here. So the adjustment here is, see here. 0 to 10 thermo EMF pakka, this will go for this. So B will go for 1. Next, in this 230 volts 50 Hz, and this is 50 Hz frequency, and this containing a DC. Containing a DC means I can give for this PMMC. Containing a DC means I can give for PMMC. Next, okay. So 0 to 10 millivolts, that is I can give for this 4. This I can give for 4, and then see 230 volts 50 Hz frequency I can go for AC instrument. So moving iron is a AC instrument, so that is the most important point. So I can give 50 Hz. 50 Hz is equivalent to option number 2. So the right answer is option B होगा बेटा. So very tricky question, आप सोच के बोलना है. very tricky question है ये. Okay, clear है. चलो let us go for one more question. Match the following के ऊपर बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन आ चुका है, उसको मिस मत करना. Yeah, now answer this particular question. ESE 2001 का सवाल है ये. ESE 2001 का सवाल है, तो try to answer this question. ESE 2001 का सवाल है. तो क्वेश्चन में क्या दे रहे हैं, मैच लिस्ट 1 लिस्ट 2 दिया है, ब्रिज का दिया है, एंड इसका ऑपरेशन दिया है. जल्दी से जल्दी आंसर कर लो बेटा, जितने लोग लाइव में हैं. क्या है इसका, देखो, मैच लिस्ट 1 विथ लिस्ट 2 पैरामीटर्स. सो लिस्ट 1 इज गिवन हियर, So these are list 1 and these are list 2. Okay, so Maxwell's bridge, Hayes bridge, sharing bridge. Here frequency, inductance of medium Q coils, inductance of high Q coils, capacitance, Wien's bridge. So first of all, Wien's bridge will go for frequency. So मैंने always technique बताया आपको. Wien's में first letter W है, W stands for frequency. So Wien's goes for frequency, D goes for 1. Next, sharing bridge will go for capacitance. Sharing bridge will go for capacitance. That is very clear. Next, Hayes bridge. Hayes में first letter H है, so it is suitable for higher Q factors. So inductance of higher Q factors, that will go for 3. Next, Maxwell is for medium Q factors, so that will go for 2. So what is the right answer? So A goes to 2, A goes to 2, and B goes to 3, C goes to 4, and D goes to 1. So 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1 is the right answer. So option D is the right answer. 2, 3, 4, 1 is the right answer, beta. Chalo, let us go for the next question. Yeah, answer this question. ये क्वेश्चन पूछा है ESE 2012 में आ चुका है क्वेश्चन. ESE 2012 का क्वेश्चन है, जल्दी से करो. God circuits are used in insulation resistance measurement to increase the range of resistance values measured, reduce the effect of leakage current on measurement, protect against external electric field, protect against external magnetic field. सोच के बताइए बेटा, थोड़ा सा ध्यान यूज करके बताइए. आंसर क्या है इसका? God circuits are used in insulation resistance measurements. Generally God ring circuits के purpose क्या है? God rings means protection, protection of leakage. God circuits means protection of leakage. So reduce the effect of leakage current of the measurement. So option B is the right answer, my dear. Option B will be the right answer. They are used to protect the leakage. Chalo, let us go for one more question. Answer this question. Electrostatic voltmeters are particularly suitable for measuring dash. So this question was asked in ESE 2014 beta. 2014 का सवाल है. Electrostatic voltmeters are particularly suitable for measuring high voltages because the construction is simplified due to. Try to answer this question. Electrostatic voltmeters are particularly suitable for measuring high voltages because the construction is simplified due to large electrostatic forces, small electrostatic forces, large value of current, small value of current. Beta, they are used for small values of current. Okay, chalo. Let us go for one more question. Yeah, try to answer this question. ESE 2016 का सवाल है बेटा. ESE 2016 का सवाल है, इसका आंसर क्या हो सकता है? ESE 2016 का सवाल है. During the measurement of resistance by Carey-Foster bridge, during the measurement of resistance by Carey-Foster's bridge, the no error is introduced due to on contact resistance, connecting leads, thermoelectric EMF. Which of the above are correct? Which of the above are correct? So answer this question. Carey-Foster bridge is also like a bridge like Kelvin double bridge. So जो भी problems हो रहा है Carey-Foster bridge, that will be eliminated in the Kelvin double bridge. सर क्या है इसका? So generally whenever you are measuring the small resistances, the small resistance will be having whenever you are connecting to the circuit, वो सर्किट को कनेक्ट करने से क्या होगा, एट द पॉइंट ऑफ कॉन्टैक्ट आपको कॉन्टैक्ट रेसिस्टेंस मिलेगा. सो ड्यूरिंग द मेजरमेंट ऑफ रेसिस्टेंस बाय कैरी फास्टर ब्रिज no error is introduced because these are these possibilities for the error creation. These are the possibilities for the error creation. So ये error possible नहीं होगा. So that's why contact resistance, connecting leads, thermoelectric EMF, these errors are eliminated. These are the errors in Wheatstone bridge. Wheatstone bridge में errors हो जाएगा, लेकिन वो Wheatstone bridge में जो errors हो रहा है उसको eliminate करने के लिए हमने carry faster bridge use कर सकते हैं. Okay, so the right answer for this is option D होता है. So let us go for the next question. Answer this question, my dear. Answer this question. To assertion and reasoning. Question is related to assertion and reasoning. So यहाँ statement 1 दिया है. So this is a statement 1 and this is the statement 1 में क्या आ रहा है देखो बेटा. Statement 1. In the Kelvin double bridge method, provision has been made. So this question is asked in ESE 2015 का सवाल है. 2015 में ये question पूछ लिया है. 2015 का सवाल है. In the Kelvin double bridge method, provision has been made to eliminate the errors due to contact and lead resistances. Yes, Kelvin double bridge में same like carry faster bridge, we are using the double bridge concept na, PQ are outer arms, PQ are inner arms. So the sharing bridge is used for measuring small capacitance at voltage which is very high pressure. Actually beta, this is related to Kelvin, this is related to sharing. So how this statement is going to justify the first statement? So individually statements are true, but the second one is not going to justify the first one. So both the statements 1 and statement 2 are individually true, but true is not going to justify the statement 1, my dear. Statement 2 is not the correct explanation of statement 1, क्योंकि statement 2 अलग statement है ना. Statement 2 is completely sharing bridge का statement है. Okay, चलो. Let us go for one more question. Now try to answer this question, my dear. एक क्वेश्चन में क्या दिया पूछो, देख लो. A DC circuit can be represented by internal voltage source. Question was asked in ESE 2001. Okay, so question क्या देखो. A DC circuit can be represented by internal voltage source of 50 volts with an output resistance of 100 kilo ohms. In order to achieve accuracy better than 99% for voltage measurement across its terminal, the voltage measuring device should have a resistance of at least how much? So इसका आंसर क्या हो सकता है? So see here, my dear, what is the question asked? So question में first a DC circuit. This is a DC circuit. So we can take a DC circuit like this. So this is a DC circuit. So this is a DC circuit. So this DC circuit is having a output resistance, and here comes our voltmeter. So this is our resistance. So if you see, this is a DC circuit. Okay, so a DC circuit can be represented by internal voltage source of 50 volts. These are 50 volts and output resistance of 100 kilo ohms. This output resistance is how much? 100 kilo ohms. A output resistance of 100 kilo ohms. So ये voltage को measurement करने के लिए, in order to achieve the accuracy better than 99% for the voltage measurement across its terminals, the voltage measuring device should have a resistance of at least dash. So अगर आपने यहाँ आपने एक voltmeter connect कर दिया, so this voltmeter will be having some internal resistance, right? So this voltmeter will be having some internal resistance. So this voltmeter will be having some internal resistance. So this meter resistance is Rm. So what should be the resistance of this voltmeter? So this is Vm So what should be the internal resistance of the meter, so that I am going to get 99% of that. That means only 1% error. So the more is the internal resistance, that definitely I am going to get that. So if you see the true value is 50 volts. So if you see the VM, so what is the VM? So the VM can be taken as Rm by Rm plus 100 kilo ohms, Rm plus 100 kilo ohms into supply voltage 50 volts. Okay, so that is the measurement value, and the true value is how much? 50 volts as it is. So what is asking? The loading error should be only 1%. So percentage of loading error, if you see, percentage of loading error is measurement value minus true value by true value into 100. So ये है हमारा measurement value, ये है हमारा true value. So this is measurement, this is true value, this is measurement value. So that loading error should be 99% accuracy, means 1% error. So this is the 1%, and substitute this. This is equation 1 लगाओ, this is equation 2 लगाओ. So ये होगा 2 minus 1 divided by 1 into 100. 2 minus 1 divided by 1 into 100. जितने लोग लाइव में देख रहे हैं मेरा सेशन को, एक बार मुझे, जो लोग कहाँ से देख रहे हैं, whoever watching this session, मुझे एक बार आपका नाम बताइए, कहाँ से हो आप, क्या पढ़ रहे हो, are you preparing for ESE or you are preparing for GATE examination? Whoever watching the session live, so मुझे एक बार आपका इंट्रोडक्शन दीजिए. You are from EE or ECE. So please use this 1%, क्योंकि 99% लीनियर है, 1% नॉन लीनियर है. So 1% नॉन लीनियर है, मेजरमेंट वैल्यू माइनस ट्रू वैल्यू बाय ट्रू वैल्यू से करके आपने आंसर कर सकते हैं. So then the right answer is going to become as 10 mega ohms. Why? Because the meter resistance should be very, very high actually. Okay, chalo, let us go for the next question. Try to answer this question. Try to answer this question, beta. Question was asked in ESE 2000. The question was asked in ESE 2000, my dear. So try to answer this question. ESE 2000 का सवाल है. Excellent. शुभम वाराणसी, राकेश ECE. क्वेश्चंस को रेस्पॉन्स दीजिए बेटा. अगर आपको जो भी आंसर आ रहे हैं, अगर आपको क्वेश्चन में क्या समझ में आ रहा है, उसको रेस्पॉन्स दीजिए. A single slide wire is used for the measurement of current in a circuit. The voltage drop across a standard resistance of 1 ohm is balanced at 70 centimeters. What is the magnitude of the current if the standard cell having an EMF of 1.45 volts is balanced at 50 centimeters? See, this question is related to sliding wire potentiometer, my dear. Okay, this is your first attempt. Okay, अगर आपका first attempt है तो आपका preparation कैसा होगा बेटा शुभम जी? आपका you are going for a first attempt, but how is your preparation? How you are going to prepare? What is the level of your preparation? So, a sliding wire, suppose I am taking a sliding wire here. So this is a sliding wire. So this is a sliding wire. Yeah. So a single slide wire is used for the measurement of current in a circuit. The voltage drops across a standard resistance of 1 ohm is balanced at 70 centimeters. Is balanced at 70 centimeters. So what is the magnitude of the current if it is balanced at 70 centimeters? What is the magnitude of the current if the standard cell having a EMF 1.45 is balanced at 50 centimeters? So if you see here, this one is going to be balanced. Here I am going to take a voltage cell, a EMF cell. So ये है मेरा EMF cell. So this is minus, this is plus. So this is my battery. Okay. So it is going to be balanced when this particular length here is matching. This is a galvanometer. Okay. Like this. So what is mentioning? This is 1.45 volts. कितना है? This is 1.45 volts. This is 1.5 volts. Is balanced at 50 centimeters. So this one is balanced at 50 centimeters. Okay. So now if you see this complete supply voltage for this, suppose this is the overall supply voltage if I am taking like this. The overall supply voltage if I am taking the overall supply voltage. If I'm taking a rheostat, if I'm taking here, so this is a working current going here, so this is a working current, so this is a rheostat RS, and this is a working current is traveling here. So he has clearly mentioned that this length is a single slide wire is used for the measurement of current in a circuit. The voltage drop across a standard resistance of 1 ohm is balanced 70 centimeters. So this is 1 ohm and this length is how much? 70 centimeters. Okay, so 70 centimeters corresponds to how much? 1 ohm. Then 1 centimeter corresponds to how much, my dear? So that is 1 by 70 ohms. 1 centimeter corresponds to how much? 1 by centimeter. So question is asked about 50 centimeters. So what is asking, what is the magnitude of the current if the standard cell having a aim of 1.45 volts balanced at 50 centimeters? So 1 centimeter corresponds to 1 by 70. So 50 centimeter corresponds to how much? So 50 corresponds to 1 by 70 ohms. So that is 5 by 7 ohms. Okay, so now he is asking, this resistance is, voltage is 1.45 and this resistance we got here, the resistance is 5 by 7. So 1.45 must be equal to current into resistance. So this current we don't know, the resistance is 5 by 7. So from this we can find out the I. So what is the current? You can find out. So I is equal to how much? 1.45 into 7 by 5. .03 आ रहा है, so इसका आंसर होगा 2.03. So I is equal to 2.03 एम्पियर्स आ रहे हैं. जिंदा हो? तो क्या है आंसर इसका? 2.03 ओम्स है. मजा आ गया? ये क्वेश्चन बेसिक कॉमन सेंस से कर सकते हैं आप. क्वेश्चन बेसिक कॉमन सेंस से कर सकते हैं. कैसा देखो, दिस इज अ स्लाइड वायर. दिस स्लाइड वायर इज ऑफ 1 ohm is balanced at 70 centimeters. That means this is 1 ohm, 70 centimeters balance हो जाएगा. So that means this voltage and this voltage both are same. So 70 centimeters corresponds to 1 ohm, 1 centimeter corresponds to 1 by 70 ohm. And next he has attached a battery and this battery voltage is balanced here. So when the galvanometer is showing 0, when this pointer is kept at 50 centimeters. When this pointer is kept at 50 centimeters, so this galvanometer is showing 0, my dear. Clarity आ गया? So that means what? This voltage and this voltage दोनों सेम होना है. 1.45 है. So 1.45 is equal to what? 1.45 is equal to this resistance and current passing in this branch. क्योंकि current इधर में कुछ भी नहीं चलेगा. So J current यहाँ आ रहे हैं. So that a current. So what is the current? I can do it. Current को 2.0 एम्पियर्स लिख सकते डायरेक्टली. बढ़िया क्वेश्चन है शुभम जी. Okay, nice. Answer is 2.03 amperes, my dear. Chalo, let us go for one more question. Try to answer this question, my dear. Try to answer this question. ये क्वेश्चन को आंसर करने की कोशिश करिए. तो नेटवर्क्स का क्वेश्चन है. ये क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया है ESE 2014 में. लेटेस्ट क्वेश्चन हम डिस्कस कर रहे बेटा. सो दिस क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड इन ESE 2014. क्या इसका आंसर आप बोल रहे हैं ऑप्शन सी और प्रीवियस वाला क्वेश्चन का आंसर? प्रीवियस वाला क्वेश्चन का आंसर ऑप्शन सी है, इसका आंसर कितना होगा? देखो, a coil having an inductance of 0.5 Henry and resistance of 60 ohms is connected in series to the capacitance of 10 microfarads. The coil is connected 100 volts AC supply. What is the AC source frequency and the current flowing in the circuit under resonance condition? So it is a RLC circuit, my dear. So we can take it as a RLC circuit. So this is my resistance and this is my inductance and this is my capacitance. Okay, so ये है R, ये है L, ये है C. So this is the E supply. So what is mentioned? A coil having an inductance of 0.5 Henry. So the inductance is given as 0.5 Henry. Next, resistance of 60 ohms. So this resistance is given as 60 ohms. And connected in series the capacitance of 10 microfarads. Okay. So question पूछ रहे हैं, the coil is connected to 100 volts. So the coil is connected to what? 100 volts AC supply. So what is the source frequency? How to do the source frequency? Under resonance condition. Under resonance, what happens? At resonance, XL becomes equal to XC. XL becomes equal to XC. So XL is nothing but omega L and XC is nothing but omega 1 by omega C. XL is equal to j omega L. This is 1 by j omega C. I can take the magnitude. Omega L is equal to 1 by omega C. So omega square is equal to 1 by LC. So omega is equal to 1 by root LC. So omega is equal to 2 pi f. So frequency is equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC, my dear. तो सब्स्टिट्यूट करो, आंसर आएगा आपको. सब्स्टिट्यूट करके देखो, आंसर आएगा. चेक कर लो एक बार कितना आ रहा है आंसर. L is equal to 0.5 and C is equal to 10 into 10 power minus 6. Square root of answer into 6.28. 1 divided by answer is coming 71.21. That's it. So automatically I can go for option D. Option D is the right answer. And at resonance, what happens? So option D is the right answer. So at resonance, what happens now? At resonance, what happens? The E can be taken as I into R. So simply we can take it as I into R. So current को भी हम ले सकते हैं. Okay. So E is equal to 100 volts. This is 100 volts and I into this is 60 ohms. So 10 by I is equal to 10 by 6. 6 1 ja 6. 3 6 6 ja होगा. So 1.6. So option D is the right answer ना. कैसा ऑप्शन ये आ गया बेटा? राकेश कौनाल, ऑप्शन ये कैसा आ गया? ऑप्शन डी आ रहा है ना, 71.21 Hz. चलो ट्राई टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन बेटा. ESE 2009 का सवाल है. ESE 2009 का सवाल है, तो आंसर कर दीजिए जल्दी से जल्दी. see here, if the current flowing through a 20 ohms resistor is given as I of t is 4 plus 5 sin omega t minus 3 cos 3 omega t, then what is the power consumed by the resistor? So power consumed by the resistor kitna hai? Power is equal to I square R. So we can take power is equal to I square R. So this can be taken as RMS. So what is the IRMS? So I can take the IRMS. What is the IRMS? So IRMS I can take it as like this. So this is equal to 4 square and this is 5 by root 2 whole square and this is 3 by root 2 whole square. कितना होगा? कितना होगा बेटा? Tell me. So this is square root of 16. This is 25 by 2 and this is 9 by 2. So 25 divided by 2 plus 12.5 plus 4.5 plus 16. So square root of answer is coming around 5.74 amperes. 5.74 amperes. So power is equal to I square R. R is given as 20 ohms into 20. So answer is coming exactly 660. Okay. So power is coming I square into R. So the answer is coming as 660 watts. The right answer is option B. Yes. तनुज कुमार कहाँ से हो? अनुराग रेड्डी कहाँ से हो? चलो B. Okay. चलो let us go for the next question. Try to answer this question. ये क्वेश्चन पूछ गया आपको ESE 2023 में पूछ लिया है. क्वेश्चन आ गया 2023 में आ चुका है. क्वेश्चन कैसे आंसर करना है जल्दी बताओ. Ready? Okay, chalo. The 2 wattmeter method produces wattmeter readings. P1 is given. That means let us take wattmeter 1. Wattmeter 1 is given as 1500 watts. Next, wattmeter 2. Wattmeter 2 is given as 2500 watts. When connected to a delta connected load, what is the per phase reactive power? So reactive power is asking. Reactive power means Q. Q का फार्मूला क्या होगा? √3 W1 minus W2 होगा. So this is Q is equal to √3 into W1 minus W होगा. That is the formula for the Q. So these are 3 phase. This is for 3 phase. So the answer कितना होगा? √3 into W1 is how much? 1500. So whichever is highest you can take it off, no issue. So approximately you can take it off. Magnitude you can take it off, whichever is highest. So 1500 minus 2500 approximately negative power nahi ho sakta hai. So any wattmeter you can take. So that is 1000. So 1000 √3. This is for 3 phase. So he is asking for single phase. For single phase means 1000 √3 by 3. So how we can write it as √3 gets cancelled. 1000 by √3. So 1000 by √3 कितना होगा? 1000 divided by √3 कितना होगा? 577.3 आएगा. So this will be 1000 divided by √3 कितना होगा? 577.3. That is VAR होगा. Volt ampere reactive होगा. Volt ampere reactive. Yes, correct. So पांडुरंग खाटे कहाँ से बेटा? चलो ये क्या है ना, this particular formulas you can get from the relations. So we have some relations like this. So you can take the relations. W1 is equal to VL-IL cos of 30 minus 5 and W2 is equal to VL-IL cos of 30 plus 5. Okay, so these are the meters. W1 is equal to VLIL cos of 30 minus 5, W2 is equal to VLIL cos of 30 plus 5. So आप कर सकते हैं W1 minus W2 का रिलेशन क्या आएगा चेक करो, एंड W1 plus W2 का रिलेशन क्या आएगा चेक करो. सो वहां से आपको ये रिलेशंस मिलेगा. तो डायरेक्ट रिमेंबर कर सकते हैं. हमारा रिएक्टिव पावर का फार्मूला ये होगा है, रिएक्टिव पावर का फार्मूला ये होगा, रिएक्टिव पावर का फार्मूला ये पर्टिकुलर फार्मूला. चलो लेट अस गो फॉर द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन माय डियर. जल्दी से जल्दी आंसर करने की कोशिश करो. A 400 volts 3-phase rated frequency balanced source is supplying power to a balanced 3-phase load carrying a line current of 5 amperes. An angle of 30 degrees lagging. Angle of how much lagging? 30 degrees. Okay, lagging. The readings of the two wattmeters W1 and W2 used for the power drawn by the circuit are respectively dash. So he has given 400 volts, so that is VL is given 400 volts, जो भी दिया है लाइन है. नेक्स्ट लाइन करंट is given as 5 amperes and the angle of 30 degrees lagging. so W1 का एक्सप्रेशन क्या होगा? W1 is equal to VLIL cos of 30 minus 5. So W2 is equal to VLIL cos of 30 plus 5. Okay, so now from this you can substitute. So what is the VL, my dear? So what is the VL? VL is equal to 400. This is 400 and current is equal to 5 amperes. Cos of 30 minus 5, 30 minus 30, that means cos 0. समझ में आपको ये कितना होगा? Cos of 30 minus 30, so that is cos 0. Cos 0 is equal to 1. So कितना आएगा इसका आंसर? 2000 watts आएगा. 2000 watts आएगा. Okay, 30 plus 5. So VL is equal to 400, current is equal to 5, and cos of 30 plus 30, cos 30 plus 30, cos 60. Cos 60 means 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 means 1000 watts होगा. तो इसका आंसर क्या होगा? इसका आंसर होगा 1000 watts. तो आंसर होगा 1000 watts. 2000 watts and 1000 watt. So right answer is option A is the right answer. Option A is the option A is the right answer. So let us go for the next question. Try to answer this question better. या इसका आंसर क्या हो सकता है? चलो, so creeping error, actually what is creeping error? If you see in creeping error energy meter, this question is related to energy meter. ये क्वेश्चन किसका कॉन्सेप्ट के रिलेटेड है? एनर्जी मीटर का रिलेटेड है. व्हाट यू मीन बाय क्रीप बेटा? क्रीप बोलो तो क्या है? क्रीप का मतलब क्या है? क्रीप मीन्स स्लो मूवमेंट ऑफ द डिस्क. सो टॉपिक इज रिलेटेड टू एनर्जी मीटर. So this is energy meter. Energy meter is having 3 magnets. So energy meter is having a shunt magnet. So this is a shunt magnet. So this is a shunt magnet. This is a shunt magnet. And here comes the pressure coil. So this is a pressure coil, okay? And at the bottom we are having the aluminum disc. At the bottom we are having the aluminum disc. And here comes the C-shaped magnet. Here comes the C-shaped magnet. C-shaped magnet will be like this. Okay? So here what we are doing now, to get the good amount of flux, from the upper coil, what we are going to do, we are going to adjust this copper shading bands. So when you adjust these copper shading bands, so there is a extra flux or extra voltage is also available. Extra voltage that gives me extra flux. But too much of compensation of this, what happens, you know? So whatever the current that is coming here, passing through the load, so sometimes even the current passing through the current coil is zero. Also, there is a slow rotation is possible. That is what creeping error. So that is because of some adjustment. It's not incorrect adjustment. Because of adjustment only we can solve. समझ में आपको? So उसको क्या करना है ना, देखो ध्यान से बेटा, वो स्लाइडिंग बैंड को एडजस्ट करने की वजह से हमको ज्यादा वोल्टेज मिल रहा है. वो ज्यादा वोल्टेज की वजह से अगर करंट नहीं है करंट कॉइल में, फिर भी आपका रोटेशन चालू हो गया. So over voltage across the voltage of the coil. Option C is right answer. Excuse me beta. चलो, let us go for some more question. These are ESE 2013 का सवाल है. चलो, excuse me. So answer this question. ESE 2002 का सवाल है. ESE 2002 का सवाल जल्दी से आंसर कर लो बेटा. An energy meter having a meter constant is given. So the load power is asking. Try to find out the fast. कितना आएगा आंसर? ESE 2002 का सवाल है. आंसर कितना आएगा? वेरी गुड, ऑप्शन सी इज राइट आंसर. बढ़िया. सो सी हियर व्हाट इज गिवन. Energy meter has a constant K. The K is given as 1200 revolutions per kilowatt hour. 1200 revolutions per kilowatt hour is found to make 5 revolutions. The number of revolution is 5. The number of revolutions is 5. In time 75 seconds. So time is given as 75 seconds. The load power is asking. So how to do it? So the number of revolutions is directly proportional to K into energy. So number of revolutions is proportional to energy, N is equal to K into E. So in this question, number of revolution already given, that is 5 revolutions. Number of revolutions given 5 revolutions. K is 12. This is 5 revolutions. Try to understand. This is 5 revolutions. This is 5 revolutions, and K is 1200 revolutions. 1200 revolutions per kilowatt hour. 1200 revolutions per kilowatt hour. And देखो ध्यान से देखो, n is equal to 5 revolutions, k is equal to 1200 revolutions per hour. एनर्जी आएगा यहाँ से, एनर्जी मिलेगा आपको. सो कैसा मिलेगा एनर्जी? सो रिवोल्यूशन गेट्स कैंसल. सो कितना आएगा? 5/1200. कितना आ रहा है? 5/1200. बहुत कम आ रहा है ना. So that is going to come as 4.16. एनर्जी आ रहा है 4.16 into 10 power minus 3 किलोवाट आवर. क्या है रे? कितना कम आ रहा है? ओके चलो, कितना कम आ रहा है एनर्जी? ओके, पावर इज इक्वल टू एनर्जी पर टाइम. पावर इज इक्वल टू एनर्जी पर टाइम. सो I can take this as 4.16 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kilowatt hour. Power is equal to energy per time. Energy is equal to power into time, right? So time is given as 75 seconds. 75 seconds means you can convert into hours. 60 into 60 na. 75 seconds. 75 seconds. So here I can write 4.16 into 10 power minus 3. Kilowatt means 10 to the power of 3 watts. Okay. Hour means 60 seconds. Hour means 60 seconds. So this is 75 seconds. Good question, yeah. Very good question. So seconds gets cancelled. 10 power 3, 10 power minus gets cancelled. So कितना आएगा आंसर? आप देखो 4.16. कितना आएगा? 4.16 into 60 that divided by 75. So कितना आएगा? 3.3. कम आ रहा है मुझे. हाँ, कहाँ मिस्टेक किया हमने? कहाँ तो मिस्टेक हो चुका है. मिस्टेक कहाँ हो गया भैया? नंबर ऑफ रिवोल्यूशंस प्रोपोर्शनल टू एनर्जी. मीटर कांस्टेंट 1 to 1200 revolutions per kilowatt hour is found to make 5 revolutions in 75 seconds. Time is 75 seconds. Power is equal to energy per time. N is proportional to energy. N is equal to K into E. 5 revolutions. 1200 revolutions per kilowatt hour. Energy ka I think I have done some calculation wrong, I think. कितना आ रहा है भैया? चेक करके बताओ. समवेयर कैलकुलेशन मिस्टेक किया हमने. कितना आ रहा है? कुछ मिस्टेक हो गया मेरे साइड से. पांडुरंगा, कहा तो मिस्टेक हो गया. मिस्टेक कहाँ हो गया यार? एक बार चेक करके बताओ. कैलकुलेशन में मिस्टेक आ रहा है. 5 is equal to 1200 revolutions. Energy is equal to power into time. सॉरी, ईयर मिस्टेक किया हमने. और एक 60 करना है ना. कि 1 आवर इज इक्वल टू 60 इंटू 60 ना, ये हमने मिस्टेक किया भैया। 1 आवर, सी 4.16 in 10 power minus 3 kilowatt means 1000 watts, that is fine, but this is 1 hour. 1 hour means 60 into 60 ना, 1 hour is 60 minutes, 1 hour is 60 minutes। तो अभी कर लो, आएगा आपको आंसर। यहां आपने मिस्टेक किया, आपने जो आपने मिस्टेक किया वही मिस्टेक हो रहा है, देखो। तो जो आपने मिस्टेक किया ना, दैट इज अ मिस्टेक यू आर डन। तो सी हियर व्हाट इज द मिस्टेक यू हैव डन हियर। So this is coming as 4.16 into 10 power minus 3 kilowatts means 1000 watts, 10 power 3 watts, okay, 10 power 3 watts। 1 hour means 60 minutes, 1 minute means 60 seconds, so ये seconds है, the whole divided by 75 seconds। so क्या होगा, ये second cancel हो जाएगा। so when the second gets cancelled, so what is the answer? 4.16 into this 10 power minus 3 and 10 power plus 3 cancel हो जाएगा। So 4.16 into 60 that divided by 75 कितना आएगा, 199.68 आएगा, परफेक्टली 199.68 वाट्स आ रहे हैं। सो ऑप्शन सी इज राइट आंसर, ऑप्शन सी इज राइट आंसर। सो मेरे साइड से कुछ कैलकुलेशन के गलत हो गया, ओके लग रहा है आपको, समझ में आपको पांडुरंगा कहाँ मिस्टेक किया हमने। तो दैट इज द राइट आंसर बेटा। राइट आंसर को अंडरस्टैंड करने की कोशिश करो, सिल्ली मिस्टेक्स मत करो, क्योंकि एनर्जी मीटर है ना, एनर्जी मीटर बहुत अच्छा तगड़ा टॉपिक है, वहां से आपको क्वेश्चंस आने की जरूरत बहुत है। ओके चलो बेटा, लेट अस गो फॉर द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, ट्राई टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन। ये सवाल है ESE 2006 का सवाल है, ESE 2006 का सवाल है। द वोल्टेज कॉइल ऑफ ए सिंगल फेज हाउस सर्व एनर्जी मीटर इज हाईली रेसिस्टिव, हाईली इंडक्टिव, हाईली कैपेसिटिव एज अ फेज एंगल इक्वल टू लोड पावर फैक्टर एंगल। इसका आंसर क्या होगा? यस, आइडियल कंडीशंस में हमने क्या ले सकते हैं, हाईली इंडक्टिव लेना पड़ता है, दैट्स व्हाट वी आर डूइंग, हाईली इंडक्टिव। द प्रेशर कॉइल मस्ट बी हाईली इंडक्टिव इन एनर्जी मीटर, प्रेशर कॉइल मस्ट बी हाईली इंडक्टिव। उसको शेडिंग बैंड भी ऐड कर रहे हैं ना, वो शेडिंग बैंड ऐड करने से ज़्यादा फ्लक्स भी आएगा, शेडिंग बैंड ऐड करने से हमको ज़्यादा फ्लक्स भी आएगा बेटा। चलो हाईली इंडक्टिव, चलो लेट अस गो फॉर द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। Try to answer this question. If an induction type energy meter runs fast, it can be slowed down by. So question was asked in ESE 2001. Lag adjustment, light load adjustment, adjusting the position of the braking magnet and moving it closer from the center of the disc, adjusting the position of the braking magnet, moving it away from the center of the disc. Try to answer this question बेटा, तगड़ा क्वेश्चन है, आंसर करने की कोशिश करो। Induction type energy meter runs fast, it can be slowed down by dash. See, if you know the speed of rotation of the disc is inversely proportional to R, where this R is this is the aluminum disc. If you take this aluminum disc and this is our braking magnet, so this is our braking magnet, ये है हमारा ब्रेकिंग मैग्नेट। दिस इज हमारा ब्रेकिंग मैग्नेट। सो इफ यू टेक दिस सेंटर, if you take this consider as the center, so this is now R. So what is the concept here? In inductive energy meter runs fast, it can be slowed down. It can be slowed down means R should be increased. If R increased, N will be reduced. If R is increased, N will be reduced. So adjusting the position of the braking magnet, moving it away. When you move it away, the R increasing. When R increasing, the automatically speed will be decreasing. So option D is the right answer, मेरे दोस्तों. Very good question. Okay. चलो, let us go for the next questions. Important questions. तो इतना सारा क्वेश्चन हमने डिस्कस किया है, तो और कुछ क्वेश्चंस करवाएंगे बेटा. बहुत बढ़िया. All of you are enjoying the sessions, my dear. All of you are enjoying the session. चलो. Answer this question, my dear. A structural member is compressed to produce a strain of 5 micrometer per meter. The nickel wire strain gauge has a gauge factor of minus 12.5. The pre-resistance of the gauge is 120 ohms. The change in resistance due to compressive strain will be dash. Question was asked in ESE 2016. 2016 में क्वेश्चन पूछ गया है. Try to answer बेटा. Related to strain gauge मेरे दोस्तों. क्वेश्चन इज रिलेटेड टू स्ट्रेन गेज. कुछ आइडिया है स्ट्रेन गेज के बारे में? आंसर बताओ बेटा इसका. तो इसका आंसर क्या हो सकता है? अभी फ्रेशर है ना? हाँ, दिस क्वेश्चन इज ऑप्शन बी आ रहा है आपको. ओके, अगर आपको ऑप्शन बी आ रहा है, श्योर? देखो, ए स्ट्रक्चरल मेंबर, क्वेश्चन देखो क्या दिया है. ए स्ट्रक्चरल मेंबर इज कंप्रेस्ड टू ए प्रोड्यूस ए स्ट्रेन. सो स्ट्रेन इज गिवन. So what is the strain here? The strain is given as 5 into 10 to the power of minus 6 meter per meter. So strain is equal to 5 microns. The nickel strain gauge has a gauge factor. The gauge factor is equal to minus 12.1 my dear. Gauge factor कितना दिया है? Minus 12.1. Pre-stress resistance, that means initial resistance कितना दिया है? 120 ohms दिया है. Okay. Question पूछ रहा है change in resistance. First of all, gauge factor का formula क्या है? Gauge factor converts mechanical strain to electrical strain. So electrical strain होगा delta R by R, mechanical strain होगा delta L by L. So यहाँ से आप delta R को निकल कर सकते हैं. So gauge factor into delta L by L into R is equal to delta R होता है. So what is the gauge factor? The gauge factor is minus 12.1 into strain delta L by L is 5 into 10 power minus 6, 5 into 10 power minus 6, and R is equal to 120 ohms. So, but the point here is, yeah, it is a compressive strain. It is a compressive strain. Compressive strain पर तो del R will be negative. So कितना आएगा आंसर? Minus 12.5. See, the interesting thing here is gauge factor is negative. So delta R is like this. So how much we are going to get? 12.1 into 5 into 120 into 10 power minus 6. So that is coming around 7.26 milliohms. So but the point here is, yeah, so if you see here, the pre-stress resistance of the change in resistance due to compression, change in resistance is minus 7.6. Option B is right also. समझ में आपको? जी. चलो, let us go for the next question. If you see the next question, try to answer this question, my dear. This question asked in ESE Engineering Service Examination 2010. 2010 में पूछा है. A piezoelectric crystal has a thickness of 2.5 mm, and a voltage sensitivity of 0.05 voltmeter per Newton. The piezoelectric is subject to an external pressure of 1.6 into 10 power 6. These questions are related to piezoelectric transducer. समझ में ना आपको? So बेटा actually इंजीनियरिंग सर्विस एग्जामिनेशन में इन एडिशन टू इलेक्ट्रिकल एंड इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मेजरमेंट्स आपको नॉन इलेक्ट्रिकल मेजरमेंट्स भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो मैं पहले बताया आपको. So in the beginning I told you, so if you see the blueprint of the syllabus, in addition to electrical measurements, in addition to electronic measurements, non-electrical measurements also plays a major role बेटा. ये non-electrical measurements आपको gate में नहीं होगा. This particular non-electrical measurements आपको gate में नहीं होगा. This non-electrical will be having only in the transducer section that will come in engineering service examination. यहाँ से आपको लगभग 30 marks आने की chances है. At least maximum question. Last year we got around 18 questions. I think we got around 18 questions we got from the entire measurement subject. आप देख सकते हैं. So now let us move for the question. चलो. So this is the question. A piezoelectric crystal has a sensitivity. So thickness. So the thickness is given as how much? 2.5 mm, and a voltage sensitivity, that is G. The voltage sensitivity G is given as how much? 0.05 voltmeter per Newton. 0.05 voltmeter per Newton. The piezoelectric crystal is subject to external pressure. So what is the pressure? The pressure is equal to 1.6 into 10 power 6 Newton per meter square. So then the corresponding output voltage is asking. So the corresponding output voltage I can take it as E0 is equal to G into P into T. That is the expression you have to remember. So G is equal to 0.05 and the pressure is equal to 1.6 into 10 power 6 and the thickness is equal to 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meters. So ध्यान से देखो बेटा, इसको यूनिट्स को कैसे संभालना है. देखो G is given as voltmeter per Newton. हम यूनिट से कंपेयर करो. G is suppose 0.05, pressure is given as 1.6 into 10 power 6, thickness is given as 2.5 mm. तो ध्यान से देखो बेटा, this is 2.5 into 10 power minus 3 meters and G का वैल्यू है voltmeter per Newton. This is voltmeter per Newton. ओके एंड प्रेशर कितना दिया है? न्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वायर. दिस इज न्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वायर. ओके समझ में आपको. सो यहां से न्यूटन्स गेट्स कैंसल, यहां से मीटर गेट्स कैंसल. सो मीटर स्क्वायर गेट्स कैंसल. तो आपको आंसर कितना आएगा? 10 पावर 6 10 पावर माइनस 3 10 पावर 3 हो गया. सो सिंप्लीफाई करके बताओ ना कितना आ रहा है आंसर. जल्दी से बोलो भैया, मैंने पूरा फॉर्मूला दिया, पैरामीटर्स दिया, आपसे कुछ भी आंसर नहीं आ रहे. అరే తెలుగు అబ్బాయి అనురాగ్ రెడ్డి హైదరాబాద్ నుంచి వచ్చినావు, జస్ట్ మల్టిప్లై చేసేప్పుడే కదరా భయ్. మల్టిప్లై చేసేప్పుడు నీకు ఎంతసేపు పడుతుంది నీకు? ఆన్సర్ చేయి. 0.05 इंटू 1.6 इंटू 10 पावर 6 इंटू 2.5 इंटू 10 पावर माइनस 3 कितना आ रहा है? एग्जैक्टली आ रहा है 200 वोल्ट्स. सो आंसर कितना आ रहा है? 200 वोल्ट्स आ रहा है. सो आंसर इज ऑप्शन ए. बढ़िया, అర్థమైందా రాజా? అర్థమైందా రాజా? ఆప్షన్ ఏ ఇస్ ద రైట్ ఆప్షన్. ప్లీజ్ నోట్ డౌన్ దీస్ ఫార్ములాస్. చలో లెట్ us go for one more question. Try to answer this question. ESE 2010 का सवाल है. ESE 2010 का सवाल है. a resistance strain gauge with a gauge factor of 2. So what is given here? The gauge factor is given as 2. Is bonded to a steel member which is subject to a strain. So strain is given as how much? The strain is given as 1 into 10 power minus 6. 1 into 10 power minus 6. The original resistance value of this gauge is 120 ohms. This R is equal to 120 ohms. So the change in resistance due to applied strain is what? Delta R is what? So delta R पूछ रहे. So already हमको gauge factor का formula बता दिया मैंने. Gauge factor is equal to electrical strain by mechanical strain. Gauge factor is equal to electrical strain by mechanical strain. So now if I am saying delta R, so the gauge factor into the delta L by L is equal to delta R by R. So gauge factor into delta L by L into R is equal to delta R. Okay, so now what is the gauge factor? The gauge factor is equal to 2, strain is equal to 1 into 10 power minus 6, and R is the resistance, that is 120. So the answer is going to become as 240 micro ohms. 240 micro ohms. So the right answer goes for this question as option B. Option B. Clear, Anurag? Chalo. Let us go for one more question. Yeah. See this ESE 2009 का सवाल है, इसको भी आंसर करने की कोशिश करो. All our questions are related to gauge factor. All are related to gauge factor. A strain gauge which has a resistance R is equal to 250 ohms. R is given as 250 ohms. Undergoes a change. Delta R is given as 0.15 ohm. Okay. During a test of strain, the strain is given as 1.5 into 10 power minus 4. Okay. What is the gauge factor? So हम कर सकते हैं gauge factor is equal to delta R by R by delta L by L. So delta R कितना भैया 0.15 and R कितना भैया 250 and delta L by L कितना भैया 1.5 into 10 power minus 4. So 0.15 divided by 250, that divided by 1.5 into 10,000 कितना आ रहा है 4 आ रहा है. So gauge factor का आंसर आ रहा है 4. So the right answer for this question is 4. Option B is the right answer. चलो. Now let us go for the one more question. ESE 2020 का सवाल है. ये क्वेश्चन देखो बेटा. Instrument transformers are dash used to extend the range of AC measuring instruments only, used to isolate the measuring instruments from the high voltage only, used to extend the range and isolate the measuring instruments, not used at generating stations and transformer stations. कैसा आंसर कर लो बेटा. इसका आंसर क्या होता है जल्दी बताओ. Used to extend the range of AC measuring instruments only, used to isolate the measuring instruments from the high voltage only, used to extend the range and isolate the measuring instruments, not used at generating stations. Which can be the right answer? Anurag, ये क्वेश्चन का आंसर क्या हो सकता है? Use it instrument transformer basically क्या है? For example, if you take a potential transformer converts 110 kilovolts to 110 volts. Okay, current transformer converts 100 amperes to 5 amperes. Okay, so instrument transformers are what? Used to extend the range and isolate the measuring instruments. Used to extend the range and isolate the measuring instruments? No. Used to isolate the measuring instrument from the high voltage only. I think this is the right answer. Option B is matching perfectly. Why? Because first transformer, the transformer, instrument transformer la, transformer is used to scale down the voltage, and after scaling down the instrument will measure the voltage. Instrument is used for measurement. So try to answer this question. Strain gauge के ऊपर देखो कितना questions आ चुका है. Strain gauge के ऊपर कितना questions आ चुका है बेटा. Try to understand these questions. Okay. So strain gauge के ऊपर कितना questions आ चुका है. A strain gauge having a resistance, so R is given as 500 ohms. Gauge factor is given as 3. Structure tensile stress. Change in resistance of the measure is delta R is equal to given as 1.5 ohms. What is the value of strain suffered by the member? So strain he is asking. Strain gauge having a resistance of 500 ohms and gauge factor is 3 is bond and a member structure undergoing a tensile stress. If the change in resistance of the gauge is accurately measured as 1.5 ohms, what is the value of the strain? So kaisa karna hai iska? So gauge factor is equal to delta R by R divided by strain. Okay. So मुझे strain पूछ रहा है, so strain can be taken as 1 by gauge factor into delta R by R. So what is the gauge factor? The gauge factor is 3 and delta R is how much? 1.5 ohms and R is how much? 500 ohms. So कितना आएगा strain? So देखो, this is 5. If you check, this is 1 by 3. This is 15 by 10, so this is 5000. So now iska answer hoga 5 by 5000. 5 by 5000. So I think it is coming 1 into 10 power minus 3 R. 0.001. Option B is the right answer. Option B is the Tamil Nadu. Nachi. Tamindar Raja. ऑप्शन बी है. ओके, जल्दी से बताओ. दिस क्वेश्चन ट्राई टू आंसर. फॉर अ सर्टेन थर्मिस्टर द मटेरियल कांस्टेंट बीटा इज गिवन. सो ESE 2009 का सवाल है बेटा. सो ही हैज गिवन बीटा इज इक्वल टू 3000 केल्विन and its resistance at 27 degrees Celsius is 1050 ohms. So 27 degrees Celsius means in Kelvin 27 plus 273 add karo, 273, 310 kelvins is 310 kelvins. Resistance is how much? 1050 ohms. 1050. What is the temperature coefficient resistance for this thermistor is asking. வணக்கம் என்ன சாப்பிடுங்களா? चलो. तो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं व्हाट इज द टेम्परेचर कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ रेजिस्टेंस. अनुराग रेड्डी మన తమిళనాడు కాదురా, ప్యూర్ తెలుగు. व्हाट इज द टेम्परेचर कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ रेजिस्टेंस इज आस्किंग. सो इज आस्किंग alpha is asking. Alpha is equal to minus beta by t square. So beta is given as minus 3000 Kelvin and temperature is given as how much? 310 kelvins. So 310 Kelvin whole square. So इसको simplify करो, you are going to get I think 0.033 आएगा. Ohms gets cancelled. So please do the simplification, you will get the answer for this. So Kelvin में है, इसको Kelvin में convert करना पड़ता है पक्का, otherwise answer नहीं आएगा. 3000 divided by 310 divided by 310. So that is coming around 0.03 negative. So 0.03 per Kelvin. So 0.03 minus. Okay. या 27 डिग्री सेल्सियस को मैंने कन्वर्ट कर दिया बेटा. Can you answer this question? This question is related to oscilloscope. 310 పెట్టానా? ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే, సారీ సారీ సారీ, ఓకే ఓకే 300, సారీ ఆన్సర్లో చేయలేదు కదా, ఆన్సర్లో తేడా లేదు. ఓకే 27 + 273, 27 + 273, so this is 300 Kelvin. Okay, I can keep it as 3000 Kelvin. ఇది 100 Kelvin అట్లా తీసుకున్న 0.03. పెద్ద మార్పు ఉండదు సార్. అవుదమ్మా, పెద్ద మార్పు ఏం లేదు నాన్న, గవర్నమెంట్లో పెద్ద మార్పు లేదు కదా అక్కడ. చలో ఎవడొచ్చినా చలో. ఇన్ oscilloscope 2 Lissajous figures X and Y are observed. So Lissajous patterns are given, that is asking the frequency of relation. So आपको पता है Fy/Fx, frequency applied to the Y plates to the frequency applied to the X plates, I can take it as number of horizontal tangencies divided by number of vertical tangencies. So if you take the number of horizontal tangencies, number of vertical tangencies, आई एम न्यू बीटेक स्टूडेंट सर. अरे आपके लिए नहीं है बेटा, ये आपके लिए नहीं है, ईएसई एग्जाम जो लिख रहे हैं उसके लिए बेटा. सो यह इधर से को, सो दिस इज 1 + 2 + 3 एंड दिस इज वर्टिकल टेंजेंसी. सो आंसर कितना होगा? सिंपल हो गया, 1 2 3 4 5. सो दिस इज 3/2 हो गया. हॉरिजॉन्टल टेंजेंसीज 3 है, वर्टिकल टेंजेंसीज 2 है, तो 3/2 बन गया. So what is answer is asking? 3/2 for X and for Y, 3/2 for X and for Y, what is a do what? So here also 1, but this is not fully touching, this is half touch. Okay, this is half touch my dear. Similarly, so how to take this Fy/Fx here, number of horizontal tangencies divided by number of vertical tangencies. Horizontal tangency is full touch, is half touch, so 1 plus half divided by vertical, so this side completely 1 touch. So कितना आ रहा है? Vertical tangencies, this is 1, so that is 1, so completely 1. So 1 plus half means 3/2, so 3/2 आ रहा है, it is 3/2. So the answer for this question is 3/2 my dear. Okay, so option will be 5 3, both are 3/2. थ्री बाई टू यस, ऑप्शन डी है. इनफ बेटा, मैं इधर स्टॉप कर रहा हूँ सेशन को, 8:30 को और कुछ सेशन है. ओके चलो. रिमेनिंग क्वेश्चंस आप प्रैक्टिस के लिए ले सकते हैं. सम क्वेश्चंस आई एम लीविंग फॉर प्रैक्टिस. ओके बढ़िया, थैंक यू. तो प्लीज प्रिपेयर वेल. ओके so you can share your feedback beta, and some questions are also there, you can practice those questions. Okay, so definitely this particular practice will be useful to you. Measurements is a good weightage subject. Last year it is the second highest weightage after the power electronics for ESE people. So आप थोड़ा सा जल्दी से उसके ऊपर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन करके ये क्वेश्चंस के साथ साथ और कुछ भी क्वेश्चंस भी कर सकते हो. ओके बा, सो आई एम लॉगिंग ऑफ. इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट्स यू कैन आस्क मी. चलो, any doubts you can ask me beta. So I wish you all the best, and tomorrow I am going to take COA session, computer organization architecture, same time 6:30 to 8:30. So COA is also one of the important section, computer organization architecture. Okay, so try to join the session computer organization architecture. That is also very important session. Thank you.